there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged in my very, very personal opinion. None of this is personal. This is for entertainment purposes only. And the Copyright Act of 1976 is in my description. So we need to talk about a clip that I told you guys dropped yesterday, but I told you guys yesterday I was not discussing the clip that dropped yesterday because the big story was Tisha embarrassing herself on Mr. Mondays with Carlos King. So nonetheless, that's what we were discussing. And I said, tried to put out this clip yesterday as a distraction because they weren't expecting everything to go haywire with, what Tisha said on Mr. Mondays getting on all of the blogs, such as The Neighborhood Talk, The Jasmine Brand, and others. So they dropped this clip, you guys, thinking that people were going to be interested, and nobody cared. Nobody cared. That is why people are commenting on it today. That is why people are discussing it today, because yesterday was all about the fallout of Tisha trying to out one of her cast members that, for all intents and purposes, we've always known to be heterosexual. So nonetheless, out of all the clips that they decided to preview to try to entice people to watch the show, knowing that the ratings dropped 10% from the previous episode, they decided to do a clip that is focusing on Ken, Marquez, and Tisha because for whatever reason, this show cannot read the room. This show refuses to see things, from the fans' perspective that your way is not working. Your way is not working. So there's a little shindig. I'm guessing, I don't know if this is the graduation party or a birthday party or what, but it's obviously something for the kids. And we have Ken, who, looks like most of the cast is there. I didn't see Destiny and I didn't see Martell, so I presume everyone else there. And I'm not sure whether or not Marceau and Tisha, I couldn't tell. But I did see Chris Fletcher, I did see Mel, I did see Maurice, so I presume Kimmy's there. And so on. And then also Lance. So maybe Destiny might be there. I don't know. But Ken decides he's going to give this speech. And he's like, thanks everybody for coming. This has been so amazing. And da-da-da-da-da. I'm glad you came here to celebrate with our kids. The camera's then panning to Marquez and Tisha. And Tisha, she's got like this little smirk on her face. And I'm looking at the kids, in particular the daughter, because I didn't see the son. The daughter has this look on her face, like, I know you're not serious right now. I know you're not doing this right now in front of my real daddy, right? And then he says, we want to celebrate the parents, me and Trish. Camera again pans over to Marquez. And then Ken says, all you guys who are taking care of y'all kids, who are good influences around me. For some reason, it's panning to Maurice. Panning to Maurice of all people. Apparently, he's a good example, you guys, of an influence. Make it make sense. Just got a DUI, just got arrested, but he's a good influence, you guys. A role model, the Martin Luther King Jr. of Huntsville, if you will. And he says, these good influences, they teach me. I'm a younger father, so I still have a lot of learning to go. And he's like, these guys help me out a lot. They're great fathers. And then you guys, Marquez had enough. And he's like, whoa. I'm a father too here. I'm actually the kid's father. And Mel, she puts her hand over her face, puts her head down. Chris Fletcher has like a little smirk on his face, and they do like a little a scene of kind of like everybody's reactions, and it's just a hot mess. This is why I cannot get with Ken. I cannot get down with his shenanigans and his foolishness, because he sees this as an opportunity basically to bust Marquez's balls every 2 seconds, right? He sees this as a whose bleep is bigger competition instead of just being, the, additional male figure, because technically you're not the dad. Technically, you're not even the stepdad because Trish is still married to the kid's dad.
So you're the boyfriend right now, who's been around allegedly since COVID. You haven't adopted any of these kids. You're definitely no Russell Wilson. Trisha's not Sierra, and the kids, and Marquez is not Future. The kids know who their father is, and not only that, they spend time with their father. Yes, Marquez left his family, and for that, that's wrong. Yes, there were issues in him and Trisha's marriage. Apparently, they couldn't get it together. Allegedly, there was some cheating. I don't know. But was it appropriate for Marquez to just abandon the family? No. But it is also not true to say that he has no relationship with his kids at all. That he doesn't talk to his kids at all. That he doesn't see his kids at all. Because he exposed on Carlos King back when it was Messy Mondays with Dr. Heavenly that caused her to quit Messy Mondays. Marquez exposed his own kids, in particular the oldest child, the son, called Marquez and said, "Dad, I am being asked why I'm dealing, you're a deadbeat. They're calling you a deadbeat, Dad. And how do I feel about Ken being my dad and all this and that? And how, they want me to say that I haven't spoken to you in years and da-da-da-da-da." And that is why Marquez was like, skip this. I'm getting on the show. Because at this point in time, by the time Marquez starts filming, it's already like a few months in. And he's like, I'm not going to allow anybody to push this narrative about me, and I'm involved in my kids' lives. No, I didn't physically live there. I left, I went to Atlanta. I think since then, recently, it looks like Marquez has moved back to Huntsville, and also it looks like he is spending a lot of time with his kids because he's showing content of him picking up his daughter from school. He bought a new house, apparently, showed the kids and everything else about the house and all this stuff. But let Ken tell it, he's the father. He is the father. He is the man that stepped up and stepped in and all of these things. And Marquez is just the family friend. Marquez is just the play uncle. Marquez is just, the somebody that we just see every now and again. When that's the kid's father, and the girl was looking at, looking crazy, looking like, are you for real right now? And there was a comment I wanted to highlight in this post because I feel like this happens quite a bit where sometimes, unfortunately, listen, not everybody's the same. We're not monolithic, right? But when Ken said in a previous episode that he's previously dealt with a woman who was married, that he's previously dealt with women who were unavailable, and also decided to consider her child, his child as well, and his daughter, and have her over for sleepovers, I already knew what type of time he was on. He gets a kick. It is a challenge for him to mess with women who are unavailable with children, and because of his own issues of not being able to allegedly be a father, he wants to step in and be these people's fathers, whether they have an actual father in the household or not. He's just assuming, because they broke up, whether they're still legally married or not, I can be their father now, regardless of what the relationship is. And that is where I have an issue. Because you can't just erase somebody who is still involved in their kids' lives and who is the biological parent. And then the gaslighting at the event where you're essentially, busting Marquez's balls in front of everybody. And trying to make it seem like, he's a deadbeat, he ain't bleep, and everything else. Listen, it is bad that I have to sit here and defend Marquez. Because, like I said, I don't agree with how he left his kids and that situation and whatever else. Didn't know how to handle, I guess, Trish dealing with deaths in her family and stuff. And then it was around the time she was talking with Ken and putting chocolate bar emojis on the comments and things. And so he just decided, instead of addressing the issues head on and got tired of Trish's excuses, after so long of sleeping on the couch, he was just going to hightail it to Atlanta. versus, I don't know, getting an apartment, getting a home somewhere else in Huntsville to where you still have access to your kids on a regular basis, right? And not this foolishness when you're in a whole other state. Yeah, I think it's like a few hours of a drive, distance. But then when you started to say after Ken allegedly did the pop on you that you were scared to go to the house, you were scared to go to the driveway. No. But even you guys, with all that being said, this is a comment I wanted to highlight that was in the comment section of this clip. And it says, OMG, I was raised by a stepdad that will pull stunts like this one. I resent him so much, those poor kids. Because what Ken does not realize, and what I noticed when he was doing these crash out comments and lives on social media and calling everybody old and that they needed dialysis in the morning and all this stuff and that they couldn't move, was that he is still feeling like he is not good enough. He is still feeling unworthy, even though he is the one who currently lives with Trish. He is the one who allegedly is tucking in the kids at bed at night and all these things. And you have to tell everybody every 2 seconds, oh, I'm the dad. Biological doesn't bother. No! What? No. He sees this as a pissing contest, which is why I can't get with the situation at all. You're not going to get a cookie. You're not going to get a trophy for being a positive male figure in the household for the kids. But with that being said, you are looking like a child with this immature behavior in front of everybody. And here's the thing. I don't want to hear whether or not this was a production thing or if production encouraged you or whatever else, because we already know he's the one that wants to be the reality star. He's the one that wants to be famous and promote the garage gym or whatever, right? But nonetheless, this was so performative. This was so arrogant. This was so unnecessary. And that is fighting words for Marquez. And honestly, listen, if the cameras were not there, I would not have been surprised if he went off and hauled off and punched Ken. Even if he lost the ultimate fight, just to tell him, you are not going to disrespect me right here. And not only just right here in front of all these people and all these cameras, but in front of my actual children that I'm actually the father of. It is so weird, you guys. It is so weird. Does he make the kids call him daddy too? It's so bizarre. Ken, you have no legal rights to these kids. You haven't adopted them. You're not married to Trish. You're not the stepdad. And I got mad when he was on one of the lives and was running down the kids' schedule. And I'm like, so now we're just doxing the kids. Now we're just exposing where the kids are, where they live, when they have dance class, when they go to school, who picks them up, what kind of car you drive, and all these things. And I'm like, Ken, it's not that serious. It's not that deep. We understand that you're involved with the kids. We get it. But the lengths that you're going to just make this about I'm better than Marquez is giving there is something that you do not trust about Trish. There is something about Marquez Trish does not want to let go of, and I don't care how much she smirks. She only seems interested in you, Ken, when it is time to cut down Marquez. And it's giving, she just wanted to make him jealous for a little bit and was hoping that Marquez at some point would crawl running back to her. And it speaks volumes. Marceau, who was on Mr. Mondays a few weeks ago, who the filming has concluded of the season, the reunion filming has concluded of the season, and is still saying, as of a couple of weeks ago, he feels that there's something still there that Trisha feels for Marquez and that she really doesn't want to sign those divorce papers. And is still holding on and hoping for something, was essentially what he was saying. And he was like, I really don't want to say this because I'm friends with Ken, I'm cool with Ken, but basically said what everybody else is thinking. Trish still wants Marquez to fight for her when it's all said and done. And you cannot tell me anything different because it's not going to take 4, 5, 6 years, depending on the episode, when Trish wants to recall how long she's been separated from Marquez, to sign divorce papers. And miss me with that menu, that restaurant menu that they signed in that one episode, because you did not file for divorce until September, I believe, of this year. That scene was filmed months ago. So how are you signing papers that don't exist? Make it make sense. But Ken, I'm going to need you, and this is why people drag you, because you do all this performative stuff and it comes off fake. It comes off phony. It seems like you're just doing this for brownie points and to get people's attention, whereas a real father, a real man, doesn't have to brag about the things that he does. His actions are going to speak for themselves. But the fact that you have to turn everything, like I said, into a pissing match, into whose bleep is bigger, and all this and that, and emasculate Marquez right there in front of everybody, embarrass Marquez right there in front of everybody. If he was absentee, he wouldn't have been there. If he was absentee, he would not be at any of this stuff, you guys. But he has shown receipts that he has been just as involved in these kids' lives, even if he physically was not there in Huntsville. That they still had a close enough relationship. The son was still concerned enough to call his father and say, "Dad, they're trying to tell me to call you a deadbeat on this show. And I'm telling them no." So make it make sense, but this isn't a good look. Of all the things to show, this isn't a good look, you guys. And it's still a messy situation. The show's called Love and Marriage Huntsville, not Love and Side Chicks and Side Dudes. No matter how you slice it, Trish is still legally married to Marquez. No matter how you slice it, Trish still legally has a husband and a boyfriend and has a live-in boyfriend with her kids. And her kids are seeing all this. And they're seeing this boyfriend getting all gully. I'm the father. I'm the father. I'm the dad. We're the parents. In front of the actual father, nonetheless. It's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior, you guys. I don't know why he thinks this is cute, because I don't think it's cute. I think it's embarrassing. It is showing how small you are looking. That you have to turn everything into a performance for doing what you're supposed to do. Because obviously Trish wouldn't be entertaining you this long if she didn't feel that you were appropriate to be around the kids. So it's a given that obviously she trusts you with the kids. It's a given that she appreciates how you help out with her and the kids. But the fact that you have to continue to broadcast this to the people, to the cast, to the cameras, to the nation, it's giving there is something about Marquez that has you in your feelings, that has you insecure, that you always have to call him out. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.